we're back, you guys. So we're finished here in the art room, and let's go back to the detective agency to do a review, I guess. Welcome back, Uzi. So let's I'm up to my ears in this case the police have me working on. How's your investigation coming? Alright. I've come to learn that Yoko had been investigating the tale of the girl in back after all. The disappearance of local schoolgirl 15 years ago seems to be the origin of the rumor. She was a freshman at Ushimitsu High School, named Shinobu Asakawa. And I know there's a dog in the background. Could her disappearance be related some way to what happened to Yoko? And furthermore, what was with that old janitor Tasaki? He seemed awfully suspicious. How goes the case, detective? There's so much I don't understand still. Sometimes it helps to have a fresh pair of eyes on the case. Let me share with you what I know of my investigation. It might help ease your mind. 15 years ago, a local snack bar owner named Genjiro Kaneda was murdered. Genjiro, that is. The police once thought they had a solid lead for the suspect, until it was learned that the suspect apparently committed suicide just before the murder took place. Unfortunately, no more leads ever surfaced. None at all? Well, there is one interesting point, you see. There was supposedly an eyewitness. She was a freshman at Ushimitsu High School. Her name was Shinobu Asakawa. Boss! That's the same girl I'm starting to investigate with my case. You don't say. These two events might be connected. It's possible, Uzi. Very possible. Let's head down to the police station and see what we can dig up about Mr. Kaneda. Okay, good idea. Chapter 3, The Kaneda Incident. This is the police station. Dozens of people are scurrying about hard work. How may I help you? Here's a little funny thing that you can do. I discovered it on my practice run. It's a policewoman. Hey, what do you think you're doing eyeing me up like that? Wow, she's something alright. So let's use take and click here. What the? Come here, you! Just kidding, sugar pie. Yeah. Excuse me. Yes? What exactly do you need, stud? That's Mr. Stud to you. I'm from the Utsugi Detective Agency. Oh! Please, excuse my behavior. I didn't know you were here on official business. You're here about the Kaneda case, right? Please wait here. Someone will speak to you shortly. An imposing-looking police detective has arrived. So, this is Utsugi's apprentice. Good day. I'm Chief Inspector Maruyama. I'm from the Uzi Detective Agency. My name is Uzi Jin. I've been instructed to speak with you about the Genjiro Kaneda murder. We've amassed quite a bit of information about it here. Yes, he's the guy to ask. Genjiro Kaneda moved into this town 15 years ago, opened up a snack bar that February. On the night of November 10th of that same year, he was found murdered in his home at around 9 p.m. Cause of death: Kaneda was stabbed multiple times. He died from excessive loss of blood. Judging from the stab wounds, it seemed as though the murderer held a considerable amount of hate towards the man. The snack bar was located a few miles from his home. It wasn't where the crime took place. What gave Mr. Kaneda such a bad rap? Well, while on the surface he seemed like a simple businessman, underneath he was apparently far more sinister. He had a reputation for demanding an excessive amount of interest from the many people he lent money to. To make matters worse, he was a master con artist. He cheated many people out of their well-being and livelihood. That can get anyone killed. He was widely regarded as a vicious human being, working with cold-blooded precision. His exploits grew in infamy until the police took notice. However, just as an investigation was opened, he was murdered. In other words, he wasn't winning any popularity contests. You might say that. Knowing how many people despise the man has made it difficult to find a true killer. To make matters worse, the murder weapon was never found. Wonder what he knows about Shinobu. Mr. Kaneda had a son named Goro. He was 16 at the time. Link Goro. All of Genjiro's wealth went to Goro back when the murder took place. He's been a playboy ever since, never working a day in his life. After the incident, he dropped out of school. He was seen coming and going from his late father's snack bar quite a bit thereafter. Let's see. Goro would be 31 this year, if I remember correctly. The man seemed to have simply never grown up. Even after all these years, he does nothing but search for the next party. That's a good life. Nah, just kidding. He's still living the good life. Not a care in the world. Maybe it is. I ought to get as much information as I can out of this guy. Goro was his only child. Snack bar. Back before the murder, Mr. Kaneda's snack bar was a local hangout. Many girls routinely stopped there after school. Goro made a reputation for himself early on, picking up many of the local girls and taking them back to his father's mansion. He was very popular with the ladies. Back in those days, he was a bit more than friendly with a number of girls from Ushimitsu High School. On the night of the murder, 3 girls Goro had previously met were waiting at this mansion for him to come home. Since Goro never said when he would be back, 2 of the girls got tired of waiting and decided to walk home. Only one of the girls remained at the mansion, waiting there all by herself. Let me guess, Shinobu Asakawa. Bingo. From what we can tell, the Kaneda murder took place shortly after Shinobu was left there alone. The girl was simply at the wrong place at the wrong time. She went missing that night. No one ever saw her again, and to this day, no one knows what became of her. I hate to say it, but there's little chance she's still alive. All we ever discovered was a small pool of blood around about 30 feet from Mr. Kaneda's mansion. It was type AB, the same as Shinobu's. So, have you understood everything I've said so far? I think I got a pretty good grasp on it. Let me run it by you from the top. Tell me if I make any mistakes. Now we're gonna be doing like a little mini game where they'll ask you a question and you have to choose the right person. I don't know if making a lot of mistakes here affects the game or anything, but if you paid attention to what they were saying, you should be able to do alright. On the night of Kaneda murder, there was another person at the mansion, Shinobu. She was waiting for this person to return, so we know that she was waiting for Goro. Got it. The crime was committed around 9 p.m. This person was found stabbed multiple times. That would be Kaneda. Where the hell is he? Where the hell is he? Sukiko, Kamada, Tasaki. Oh, up here. Yep. Hearing a commotion in the house, this person allegedly rushed inside and saw everything. I believe that would be Shinobu. Exactly. Having been stabbed repeatedly, Mr. Kaneda collapsed in a matter of moments. At that time, Shinobu must have tried desperately to escape, frantically running out of into the street. The suspect, realizing he'd seen, most likely pursued and caught up with her. And that's probably when this person was murdered by the suspect. That would be Shinobu again. Yes, that's probably what happened. Good job, Lucy. We'll be doing that later on in the game again. That's exactly what the police thought back when this all happened. However, there's an alternative explanation. What? Not this. What do you mean, an alternative explanation? There's always that possibility that Shinobu was adopted. It's a remote possibility, but we can't rule it out since no corpse was ever found. Unfortunately, no one has ever provided any information to lead us to believe that one over the other. A missing person report was put up at the school, but frankly, we were the only ones to have offered any help in 15 years. Whoa. I doubt anyone still knows much about it anymore. Gossip surfaces occasionally, but it's usually more fiction than fact. Personally, my theory has always been that Shinobu was murdered. Goro claims he came home later that night and discovered his father lying there in his own blood. He then contacted the police. Goro must have returned only a few minutes after the crime had taken place. He did mention he saw a car speed away from the mansion on his way home. That could mean anything but car. According to his report, it was a large black car. He didn't catch the license plate number though. It's a long shot thinking this car could have anything to do with the case, but it's still a possibility. There were a set of skid marks around a few feet from the pool of blood. Someone may have stopped suddenly to abduct Shinobu. I see. By the way, I heard something about a potential suspect who committed suicide. Well, you certainly are up to things, aren't you? Yes, as a matter of fact. His name was Teruhiko Ushida. Teruhiko Ushida? Or Ushida? I don't even know how to pronounce these. Mr. Ushida used to own a small factory here in town, but because of loan he'd taken out from you-know-who, he was forced to sell it. Ushida seemed to value honesty and integrity above all else. It was just a bad luck that he got mixed up with a man like Kaneda. Ushida is a very generous man. He came to Mr. Kaneda's aid when he was still new in town. It was all downhill from there, though. According to witnesses, Mr. Ushida seemed visibly agitated in the days before the Kaneda incident. The police immediately sought him after the murder. However, when we found him, he was already dead. His motive seems to fit. He was originally sought as a prime suspect. If only he hadn't committed suicide, we'd know more. Regardless, I believe the assailant is still out there. You see, this case's statute of limitation is set to expire next week. We won't be able to crack the case unless something turns up soon. I guess that's what happens with cases. If they're more than 15 years old, they just cease to be. That's the gist of the Kaneda murder. Thanks for the info. I hope this helps out somehow with the Yoko case. What do you mean? There was a girl named Yoko who was found dead recently, but... Are you saying her murder is somehow tied to the Kaneda case? I don't know yet. All I do know is that she was investigating an old school story called The Girl in Back. I have reasons to believe the basis of that rumor stemmed from Shinobu's disappearance. A ghost? Well, I'm sure that's an interesting story. You'll have to tell it to me some other time. However, I'm afraid I've got to get on with my day. Good luck, kid. So now we found out everything about the Kaneda incident. Sorry to bother you, I'll be on my way now. Now we need to connect both things. Yoko's case and the Kaneda murder. Utsugi's gone. Let's do a review. It's clear that Shinobu has some sort of involvement with the Kaneda incident. It's likely that Shinobu was murdered. Rumors of foul play could have spread around town, eventually becoming the ghost of the tale told today. So little is known about what happened to all those years ago. Shinobu's whereabouts seem to have become engulfed in mystery. Ushida would have been the prime suspect had he not committed suicide. Still, that doesn't entirely rule him out as the murderer. Alright, so I'll stop here and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.